Hey, it's Yalanda at DryerBuzz, and of course, 27 answers. And this is where I'm going to take another 9 minutes to answer your question. What's the one question that I get each and every day? Is Yalanda, how do I create buzz? So we're wrapping up maybe a 4-series podcast talking about the report that came out. That is the Pew report that came out saying where everybody's at on social media. And that would be social media usage of 2018. You can find that report at pewinternet.org. There's several tabs on there. So no matter your industry, you should take some time each and every day, week, month, or year to go and check out Pew Research, because it's going to give you that data. You know that big data war that we're having right now? Mark Zuckerberg is going from country to country testifying how Facebook is using data. Well, what you really need to know is that you should be having that same conversation of how you are extracting data from the internet, from all these things, from all these platforms that we're using, so that you can perfectly, succinctly define your customer and build your following. If you want to build, it's not enough to have a following on social media. It's not enough to get the likes, because at the end of the day, the best analytic is, are you going to the bank? So, because we already know social media, not social media, but the internet entirely in and of itself was created for two reasons. One, data. The other is dollars. And the two go together. In order to get the best dollar out of it, you got to know your data. How many of you know your data? Well, here's how you find your data. Now, when we looked at the report, we were able to assess where people were on social media. And that tells us that, yes, we should use social media for business, simply because even if people on the business platforms, we saw from the report that they are also 90% on social media, meaning that they're not all business. They're not business 24/7. In fact, most people, when they arrive to their business, they spend pretty much the first minutes of their day being social. Okay, even for my great folks over on LinkedIn, we saw that the people on LinkedIn, 90% of them have a Facebook account. So that means that if you were to drop a Facebook link on LinkedIn, 90% could probably click through it because they have an account and they're going to see the information. So go back and listen to the answer we did prior to this one, and it's going to tell you a little bit more about that. But coming through it, what we saw is that not in the report, it's the real-time data that's happening right now, and that is the fact that you should be live on social media. I'm live right now. They are watching me on Facebook as I record this podcast to drop for you guys right at about 3 minutes into the podcast with another 6 minutes to go. If you have not been live, not ever been live on any of the platforms, even those that have come and gone, you are approximately about 20 years behind the game. Now, really, based on social media, you are about a decade, 10 whole entire years behind the game. But it is a window of which you can close the minute you push the button. The minute you push the button, you're going to access so much data. Not to mention the fact you're going to be center stage. You're going to be live in front of an audience. People are going to instantly engage. They're going to instantly search. You're going to instantly build a following. Not only that, you're going to empower your customers with information that they can then share and make referrals about your business. Now, don't just push the button showing anything, okay? Don't just push the button and don't have a great shot, because you got to think about it. You will never know who's watching. You never fully know who's watching. There are those that are going to watch live. There are those that are going to watch on demand. There are those that are going to watch incognito, knowing that they're going to try and sign out of a platform so that they can watch and troll and not let you know that they're watching. But all of that is something that you can take advantage of. In 2008, we did a top 10 countdown, letting you know the top 10 ways to engage in social media. In 2008, we told you that the number one way was to go live. I have been live streaming for 20 years and I'm pretty much known all around the world, even before I became well known in my local area, simply because that is your opportunity to interrupt the broadcast. And in using social media for business, the first thing you want to do is broadcast your message. And social media, as we talked about in the answer before this, is that channel. It is that platform that everybody has access to it. in order for you to connect with your digital customer. And we talked about that as well. These are customers who want to have a 24-hour connectivity to you. Okay? So what are you going to say? What are you going to do? Listen, you can go live. You can say the same thing every day. Just choose. I'm going to go live for 5 minutes and literally say the same thing every day, because what you're doing is you're building the habit. You're embedding in the mind, while this potential customer may not need you today, the minute they need you, they're going to remember, oh, they go live at X amount of time. Oh, I know where I saw that post. Whether they saw it on your timeline, a friend's timeline, or just out in the general population on the different platforms. Now, of course, we know that from the report that if you place this information, no matter what platform you go live on, if you place it on Twitter, everybody's wondering, is Twitter still in the game? Twitter is, even though it's not the top for a daily and all-day engagement, it is still the platform that's really competing with search engines right now. And if you place your link, or no matter what platform you go live on, if you allow that information to syndicate or to be shared as well on Twitter, we know that very high numbers, will be able to access the link that you share. That's the number one thing that we really want to be concerned about, is how people can access the link. Like, we know if you put a Facebook link again on LinkedIn, 90%. If you put it on Twitter, 90 to 85% across the platforms. Snapchat, Twitter, WhatsApp, what was the other ones? Facebook, of course. And guess what? The number one platform is still YouTube. Now, mind you, YouTube has gained, lost their visibility as a live platform, because they kind of waver as to whether or not you necessarily need to be live. Live is the influence. Live is the courage. Live lets people know you're serious about it, even though they may only watch on demand. They may only watch your replays. But the fact that you're live puts you ahead of those that are fearful in going into that arena. So all you got to do is just push that button. Let me tell you some of the top ones that are live each and every day. There was an embroidery company in the UK, and I hope they were able to rock the royal wedding, but there was an embroidery company that in the UK, and they used to go live each and every day just showing how they made the glitter shirts and embroidering lunchbox and baby bonnets and aprons and all of these different things. There was also a restaurant in Sweden that used to go live every day making the same plate of pasta each and every day. Do you know that as people went on vacation, they decided, now mind you, when this restaurant started to go live, first of all, the chef, the person that worked the pasta station, they just wanted to build a little fame with 30 seconds to go, right? But just going live, making that same pasta plate, increased not only the travel to Sweden, but made the restaurant a top stop, right? And then not only that, everybody all over the world is trying to make these pasta dishes. They built up an amazing Ustream. The chef has probably got a couple of cookbooks out there. Now, listen, this thing, there is a trail to all of this, but really it starts when you decide to get the courage to push that button. You believe in your business, push that button. If you believe in what you say you can do, push that button. If you know how to say you do what you do, push that button and go live. Listen, I try to give you this in one take and in 9 minutes, and in 5 seconds more, I'm going to tell you. Listen, there are more answers out there. We're going to continue to give you the answer, because the one question you ask me each and every day, and I go live each and every day to tell you, and that is how to create buzz. Go and get more answers. Hey, listen, we have got a sale going on. I don't know if you're catching this Memorial Day weekend, because that's when we recorded it. But listen, creators, listen. Go right now, just filter the entire internet for Yalanda, Lattimore, and that hashtag which is 27 answers.